Hello, Musto0063 back to continue on with the Mega Man 10 Let's Play Furby Run series. Last time we warmed things up, this time I guess we'll cool things down. And we'll do that by going after Chill Man. Ah yes, the obligatory ice physics stage. What Mega Man game doesn't have one? We start off facing a few snowman enemies that chuck their heads at you, which split apart on contact with the floor, and send 4 projectiles out in the 4 cardinal directions. Either shoot the head quickly, or actually kill it outright, or simply avoid pushing yourself directly over, under, or to the side of the exploding heads. We also have some shield attackers, but we already know pretty much everything needs about those by now. And these ice blocks are the stage's main gimmick. They require 2 shots or 2 jumps on top, or 1 of each to break, and we're going to need to be quite strategic about how and when we choose to do so. For example, I timed out breaking the upper ice block when the shield attacker was on the right of the screen to give myself enough time to jump the lower block twice without needing to worry about dealing with just a shieldy. With the gotcha moment here, make sure to land on the ice block for a second time quickly to fall below where the shield attacker will ram into you. After that, pretty much the same strategy as for the first of these 3 underground screens. And ideally, hold right when falling down there. The upper path is definitely where you want to be, as it gives you a better vantage point to take out the snowmen, and you can easily either kill or just ignore the octopus batteries. And remaining on the upper path also gives us a little reward. A W-tank, that I'll likely never use. Countdown bombs at back, and obviously just ensure you're not close by when they reach 0. Another series of ice block puzzles, if you can call them that. And for this screen, you want to be a little careful here for the octopus battery on the low left. Try to take out the ice block to the right of it just after it's finished moving to the right. That'll give you the most time to attack it before it reaches your spot on the right hand side. The rest of the screen is just being patient. Take out the last octopus battery and the shield attacker from safe vantage points. For this screen, destroy the lowest ice block and the small bounding enemy, wait until the large bounding enemy is about to jump past you, then quickly take out the remaining ice blocks and leg it. You may have noticed on the previous screen that the bounding enemies landing on the ice blocks also cause them to crack. Watch out for that here, as we've got the smaller ones continually coming at us from the right that will open up death pits. And if that wasn't tricky enough, remember that ice flicks are also at play here. You also have rocket-powered pippies after us too. They'll release the rockets from behind us at Mega Man's height, so you can fake them out if you're skilled enough. Alternatively, and I strongly recommend this, wait for them to stop dropping, then jump over them when they start seeking you. That is a frantic little section though. And for the very end of the level, just let this large bounding enemy kill itself. It's never not funny. Chill Man is probably one of the most unpredictable robot masters of the bunch, and combining that fact with the ice physics in place for this fight, makes it one of the trickiest to pull off without taking damage. He'll either walk across the screen towards you, or jump at you, and then he'll either do the same again, so jump or walk, or fire out 2 chill spikes at you, one aimed at your feet, the other on the wall. He's very fast with attacks, so they can be tough to avoid, and if you get hit with a chill spike, it freezes you in place for a short time, leaving you open for him to walk or jump into you. On the flip side, he's rarely not hittable, like the other 3 robot masters we've seen up to now, so the fight does tend to be a quick one, but that certainly doesn't make it an easy one. For beating Chill Man, we acquire Chill Spike. It creates a set of spikes on the ground or wall if it lands there, or freezes enemies if it's fired directly onto them. To be frank, this weapon is very situational, and other than using it against a robot master that's weak to it, it's not very good. Also, since that's 4 robot masters defeated, as in Mega Man 9, we get Rush Jet as well, so this isn't specific to Chill like it was, say, for defeating Needle in Mega Man 3. And with 4 robot masters defeated, that additionally triggers a cutscene. Ugh. Whoa.
Oh, it's you, Mega Man. Thanks to you, I was able to create a prototype cure.
Once we have all the pieces to the machine, we can start mass producing the medicine. I think everything's going to be okay. That's great news. I'll go back out there and get those missing pieces.
Before you go, Mega Man, are you sure you're not suffering from any symptoms of Roboenza?
No, I'm great. Use the medicine you have on those who really need it.
Well, if that's what you want.
It's almost like Dr. Wily was expecting Mega Man to be infected with Roboenza. Can't imagine why. Well, I'm doing great with these one-hit runs during this Let's Play, aren't I? That's the third one. At least this time it's on the Robot Master and not a mid-boss, but still. Don't be fooled though, one hit isn't all that bad on this stage, as it definitely has its tricky moments, particularly the Robot Master. Nothing too tricky though, that I couldn't perfect run it. Yay you! You stuck around for the perfect run. My thanks. And I say this was the first stage in the game to give me a little bit of run for my money, albeit more so the Robot Master than the level. Everything starts out straightforward enough, though do keep the ice physics in mind. Some lone snowmen and shield attackers that should be pretty easy to handle. But my first outtake was here. One of those gotcha moments that frankly I should have remembered from past experiences of playing the game, but alas, I panicked and made a mess of avoiding that shield attacker. It did only trip me up the once though, because after the first time I wasn't going to forget the appropriate dodging technique. And as said before, you really want to take the higher path here. The lower path isn't ridiculously hard by any stretch of the imagination, but the two failures I had on that screen were the result of me not holding right soon enough from the initial drop and being forced to take the lower path, since of course I couldn't use rush utilities. One right royal screw up on this screen with these small and giant bounding enemies did not get my strategy for timing out when to break apart the ice blocks right at all. I think I probably could have retreated back down the ladder to reset the room, or at least the positions of the enemies but not the ice blocks, but in the heat of the moment that thought didn't occur to me and I took a face full of giant enemy instead. And one last level outtake on this screen to the Rocket Pippi. Just plain clumsy more than anything else, hence only the one outtake here. Just wait until the rockets drop down to your level and then react. Don't try to fake them out or anything. It's so not worth it. As for Chill Man, a definite step up on previous Robot Masters, with 7 runs ended here. I don't want to say he's cheap or anything, but I do genuinely feel that I'm going to need at least a little bit of cooperation from Chill to pull this off. This mostly means that I would like to be a good distance away from him when he starts firing off his Chill Spikes, but there are occasions where I'm simply not going to be afforded this luxury, owing to the order in which Chill attacks. I can't say the ice physics in the boss room help any either, so this is certainly not a fight to be taken lightly, but it's not as if he's ridiculously hard. So again, before the difficulty analysis, let's take a look at the harder version of the Chill Man fight. And yes, it is harder. It addition to throwing 3 chill spikes instead of 2, more on that in a moment, he gains a new move, which is jump to the centre of the screen and fire 5 chill spikes in his spread shot pattern. Those who watch my Magman or 2 Let's Play will no doubt recognise his attack. You want to position yourself close to one side of the screen, but not directly in the corner to avoid it. And a third shield spike he fires when he's on the ground, here it is, also aims for your feet. So you need to be careful that when you backtrack away from it, you're not so close to the side of the screen that you connect with the shield spike on the wall. Again, all his moves happen fast, and the ice physics in place do not help any, thus making this quite the hectic fight. And with that, I've now reached the halfway point of Mega Man 10. Fantastic. I'd barely broken into much of a sweat with the 3 previous stages, but this one, while still not annoyingly difficult or anything, a definite and noticeable step up, albeit for really only one reason. It took me 40 minutes to get a successful perfect run on Chill Man stage, suffering a total of 12 outtakes along the way, 5 on the level, and 7 on the Robot Master. Yeah, Chill Man himself certainly provided the aforementioned step up in difficulty. There's nothing in the level that should cause any great concern. Yes, ice physics are a thing at some points, but to be honest, this is probably its most awkward on the very first stretch, where there aren't all that enemies around, and I guess it might take a little bit of time to fully appreciate how best to deal with the chill blocks that break apart when landed on or shot. There's some definite strategy at work here, but ultimately it's very learnable. Trouble spots for me in the level included the one gotcha type moment when you drop down onto chill blocks and have a shield attacker heading in your direction, easy enough to deal with when you know or remember what to do, but did catch me out the first time I reached that screen. Also the screen with a swarm of enemies, including the Octus batteries and the snowmen. A couple of times I didn't take the higher path, by far the easier of the two, and ended up coming a cropper. Other than those moments though, the other 2 outtakes were just down to general clumsiness in some of the later screens. And I think the level is also made easier by the absence of a mid-boss, which could have been potentially hellish if combined with ice physics, so yay for that. But then there's Chill Man, who certainly makes up for any absent mid-boss. Fighting against him can be especially tricky or somewhat easy. It all seems to depend for me on the order in which he attacks. Of the 3 things he can do, walk across the room, jump across the room, and fire 3 chill spikes, or normal mode anyway, his most threatening attack by far is the chill spikes. But as long as there's a lot of distance between you and Chill, this is still pretty easy to dodge. The big problem arises if you're in close proximity to Chill, which can happen in 2 ways. 1, he corners you, which is easier to happen than you might think, or 2, he jumps at you all the way across the screen in a massive horizontal arc, and then immediately throws the spikes in your direction upon landing, at which point in time you're probably going to be somewhere near the middle of the screen, as you've only just finished jumping over him. Either of these things happen, and it'll spell trouble. And as far as I can tell, you can't manipulate Chill in any way to prevent him from doing them. The slippery fall is also worth mentioning. It is definitely an added annoyance to this fight, and in itself was the principal cause of a few of my failures. On the flip side though, Chill does leave himself open to be attacked pretty much all the time, so battles against him tend to be quite quick, one way or the other. 7 outtakes on the Robot Master was enough to push my mood swingometer out of the happy zone, despite only 40 minutes spent getting a successful run, but nowhere near swinging into the red. So overall, I've given Chill Man a 4 out of 10. The level's straightforward enough if you take things cautiously, and is one I really enjoy playing through, be it the setting, the incredibly underrated music, or the general gameplay, particularly messing around with the chill blocks. But it's definitely Chill Man himself that bumps up the rating here. Not the most difficult Robot Master of the game, in my opinion, because you can attack him more or less all the time, and it's there for a quick fight, but he's certainly no pushover, and he will give you a run for your money. So, like I said, we're at the halfway point. 4 down, 4 to go. But there's no let up. Afterburners on for the next stage. See you next time. Cheerio.